Okay, there we go. Okay, so everyone find yourself in a tall supportive seat. Whatever that looks like for you today is fine. You can cross your legs or have your feet flat on the floor. If you're in your chair, consider kind of noticing your spine. Spines aren't straight, right? So you can imagine it like a wave almost. There's a lot of curvature there. So see if you can roll your shoulders down away from your ears and allow almost like a slight natural back bend to occur through the center of your body. And then lower in your body, see if you can identify your pelvic bowl like it's a bowl full of water, and see if you can tilt the bowl very slightly forward, like the water would spill out of the front. You might feel like you're kind of poking your butt out behind you, but that's the natural curve in the low spine as well. So very, very bendy and windy there. And then let yourself look forward and slightly down. Tuck your chin down and back like you're pushing it into a wall behind you. Hopefully that'll help you feel really long all the way from your tail to your crown. And then keep your elbows bent. Maybe you rest your hands on your chair or on your lap. And it's always a good idea to have one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest, so you can really tune in and sense your breathing way easier. Soften the muscles around your eyebrows and your eyelids and your jaw. You might even swallow. Take your tongue off the roof of your mouth, place it in the bottom of your mouth, and coat it in saliva. Softening the face. All of these are little tricks to tell the nervous system that you might be approaching a more meditative state of mind. Okay. And then mentally separate yourself from what you were doing so you can come fully now into what you are doing, which is just sitting here. And start to become aware of everything that you see, whether your eyes are open or shut. Just notice general shapes and colors. You don't have to label all the objects. And notice the lights and the shadows. Notice where the doors are and the windows in relation to your body. Notice where the other people and objects are in relation to your body. Notice noises, starting with what's maybe outside the room farthest away from you. And then notice the noises inside the space. And then notice your own personal bubble of space. And use your spidey senses to get a feel of what's directly behind you and immediately to the sides of your body, and a sense of what's right in front of you as well. Maybe you feel where air touches your skin versus where clothing is covering your skin, a texture or a temperature. Notice the weight of your body in your seat and see if you can encourage, just get 1% heavier and softer there. And without changing it, notice your breath coming in and out of your body. Notice if it's kind of quick or kind of slow today. Does it feel choppy or smooth? Does it feel easy or labored? None of that's good or bad. And then start engaging with your breath if you like, just by drawing the breath in a little deeper and lower into your belly than you normally do. And when you exhale, preferably out of the nose, but you could through the mouth, let the air escape a little bit longer and slower than normal, just half a beat or a beat longer. It doesn't have to be twice as long. You'll keep noticing distractions like noises and thoughts. When you notice those, just label it. That's a noise, that's a thought, and then bring your attention back to your breath. You'll do that 1,000 times in the next 20 minutes. It's really normal. One more inhale and exhale like that, a little lower and deeper and longer than usual. And then open your eyes if you haven't already. Take in the room around you again, kind of reorient yourself. And if you're not already at the edge of your seat, scoot forward now towards the edge of your chair so you have more room to move. You might readjust your feet. See if you can stack your feet right under your knees and keep your knees in line with your hips. Good. Shoulders on top of your hips, head on top of your spine. So everything's being held together with muscles, but mostly with the structure of the bones to help you stay stacked. Good. And keep your gaze forward and soft. Maybe pick a spot ahead of you that's not moving. And start to do some really big shoulder rolls. So inhale, draw the shoulders forward and all the way up like you want to touch your earlobes. And then exhale, squeeze the shoulders all the way together behind you and slowly slide them down your spine. So probably a way bigger exaggerated shoulder roll than you normally do. But the point is to move big and slow and to match up your movement with your breathing. Try not to get to the top until your lungs are full, and don't get to the bottom until your lungs are empty. And then switch directions too. So now you're inhaling forward and down, exhaling back and up. Smooth out your eyebrows. Soften where it's not helping. One more big roll. And then pause in the center when you're done. Good. Let your hands come out of your shoulders so they're dangling down towards the floor. Identify your right hand first. And next time you inhale, bring your right arm either out to the side at shoulder height or above your shoulder. Good. Inhale and get more length between the shoulder and the hip. And exhale, lean over towards the left. And you have two options with the left hand. You can reach it down towards the floor, or you can bring it across your lap and hang on to your right leg as kind of an anchor so you don't feel like tipping over too far. Stay here for another breath. Really breathe big into the side of your rib cage. Open your heart towards the front of the room. Good. Next time you breathe in, push into the ground, lift yourself up so you get super tall, and then exhale, lower your arms back down again. Take a breath in between, fill yourself up from the bottom to the top, and the top to the bottom. Other side when you're ready. So inhale the left arm this time, either out or up. Try what you did on the other side. Next time you breathe in, glue yourself down from the hips down and become lighter from the hips up. And then exhale, lean over to any extent towards the right. And remember, open your heart towards the front of the room, even if that means you bend over less. Really breathe big into the side of your rib cage, like you're trying to breathe so big that you're stretching the ribs apart from each other. In a way you are. You're creating tension on the intercostals and they're all weaved like a basket, holding your lung and your rib cage together. Push into your feet. Inhale, come back all the way through the center. And exhale, lower your arm. Good. Big breath here in neutral. Notice anything that's left over already. Inhale your arms out to a big T shape. Stay here for a moment and really reach. So act like your hands come out of the center of your chest, not just the shoulder girdle. And you're pulling the fingertips in opposite directions. Maybe even spread the fingertips out as wide from each other as you can to create stretching sensations there as well. One more big inhale here. Exhale, give yourself a hug with the right elbow on top. And then as much as you can, inch your fingertips back so the elbows come closer and closer together. You can stay here, or you can release your hands from your shoulders and you can start to reach the hands towards each other. Some bodies can reach the palms towards each other as well. Yeah, you can interlace your fingers or you can just reach everything towards each other. My body doesn't quite interlace, but do what's comfortable. And then inhale, open your arms to a big T shape. Maybe you look up a little bit. And exhale, give yourself another hug. This time the left elbow's on top. Perfectly fine to give yourself a hug and stay there. Maybe you kind of inch the fingertips back just a little bit, or maybe you reach the backs of the hands or the palms together. Good. Keep softening your face, whatever you chose. Imagine lifting the elbows up towards your face and the shoulders coming down away from the ears at the same time. Inhale, open your arms to a big T shape. Maybe you look up again. And exhale, lower your hands down to your knees. Good. Inhale, pull your belly and chest forward. Gaze goes forward and up. Exhale, round your shoulders behind you, tuck your tail, and pull your belly button in hard towards your spine. Head is heavy. Go back and forth. Inhale, belly forward, chest broad and big, lifting your back ribs up off your hips, not collapsing. Exhale, rounding your shoulders. Remember that big black cat on Halloween, big curve. Maybe you even reach your hands out ahead of you to exaggerate the curve between the shoulders. Go back and forth at your own pace and try to match up your movement with your breathing. So don't get to the tippy top of your cow pose until your lungs are super full. Don't get to the very bottom of your cat pose until your lungs feel super empty. Follow your own pattern of breathing. Let distractions be what they are, where they are, and keep bringing your awareness back to your body. If something feels stuck or interesting, you could always stay in one position for a breath or two instead of continuing to move. Make it work for you. It's not about fixing your body into a certain shape or rhythm. Last round, but take your time. This is that one movement. If you're going to do one yoga thing every day at your desk or at home, this is it. Just flexing and extending the spine as you breathe. And meet me in a neutral, long spine. Maybe take another breath, bottom to the top, top to bottom. Good. Inhale, open your arms out to a big T shape again. This time, exhale, bring your right arm across your body and hold on to it with the left hand. So you can kind of pull the elbow towards the chest. Good. If you want, you can look away from your fingertips over the right shoulder towards the right side of the room. Take another breath here. And then on your inhale, bring your head back to the center, open your arms again. Exhale, other side. So cross the left arm, squeeze with the right hand this time. Shoulders down and away from the ears still, really squeezing. Maybe you look away from your fingertips again. Next time you breathe in, open up to a big T shape, really spread the fingers. Maybe you look up towards the sky one more time. And exhale, bring your hands down. Good. Okay, I'm going to turn around so you can see this one. Probably have to undo this. It's a bad idea to wear a button up today. Okay. So you're going to reach your right arm up overhead. Good, they can still see. And then bend the elbow so your right hand comes towards the back of your head and your neck and between the shoulders. Now, try to be careful not to push your head forward. If you feel like you're pushing your head forward, reach your elbow more out toward the side so you have a little more space to move the hand. But ideally, the elbow is moving up towards the sky and you're squeezing your bicep towards your ear. Option to stay here or to bring the left hand out as well and reach up towards the right elbow so you can physically pull and assist. So the elbow's moving up and the fingertips are moving towards the center of your shoulders. Another option, if you want to experiment, is to take that left hand, remove it from your elbow, bend the left elbow so it comes behind the small of your back, and start to inch the fingertips towards each other. They may barely touch, they may touch just at the tips. Some bodies can like interlace the fingers and grab on like hooks, and then you pull the elbows in opposite directions. So lots of things that you could try here. Find something that works for you and stay and breathe. Does that make sense? Good. Okay, good. Yeah, reaching the chest open, elbows move out and up away from each other. Yeah, squeeze the shoulders behind you too. Carefully release. They're kind of spring loaded sometimes. So inhale, open your arms really, really big and wide. And exhale, lower your hands down. If you want to do a shoulder roll, yeah, that's a natural way to kind of decompress. And then we'll do that on the other side too. So lift your left arm up, really lift the shoulder up away from the hip too, and then bend the left elbow so the hand comes somewhere behind you. If you feel like you're pushing forward, focus on keeping your hand where it is. Squeeze the shoulders behind you. Maybe move the elbow out towards the side so you have more space. Good. Now, option to bring the right arm around to grab the elbow, and then you can start to pull the arm closer to your side of your face. Or if you want, you can try to bring the hand behind the small of your back. You could stay there. Opposite direction, the elbows are pulling away from each other. Maybe you start to inch your fingertips towards each other, towards the small of your back. Maybe they even touch, and you can kind of do that hooking motion. There's no wrong or right way for it to look. If it hurts, you're doing it wrong. If it's an intense sensation and maybe a new sensation and uncomfortable, but you can still soften your face and breathe slow and deep, then maybe it's okay to stay for another breath or two. Adjust as needed. At home, too, you can do this with a scarf or a belt or a towel, and that way you don't have to reach the fingertips together. You can grab onto the towel. Good. Inhale, open the arms one more time. Really reach, spread the fingertips, maybe look up towards the sky again. And exhale, bring your hands back down. Good. Another big shoulder roll. Good. We focused a lot on the upper body already, so let's focus now on more of the lower body instead. So identify your right leg and take your toes and push onto the tops of your toes and apply enough pressure that you feel a stretching sensation in the top of the foot. Stay and breathe. Even as the sensation grows, it might become more intense and create kind of like a burning feeling. But see if you can still relax your face and breathe deeply, even though it kind of changes into something uncomfortable. Good. And then release the foot. You can shake it out if you want to. I like to shake it after. Other side, push into the toenails of the left foot and really apply pressure so you can feel a stretching sensation in the top of the toes, maybe the top of the skin of the foot, front of the ankle. It's targeting all of those areas at the same time. Good. And then release. You can give it a little shake if you want. Now we'll do the opposite. So push into the toe pads and lift the heel up towards the sky like you're in a high heel. And hold that for a moment. Really pushing down into the big toe mound and the little toe mound. See if you can identify each of your toes and push into them each evenly instead of just one side of the foot or the other. It might feel kind of funny. And then lower that down carefully and do the other side. Keep breathing. Pushing into the toe pads under each of the left toes. Lift the heel up as high as you can and breathe. Good. And then release. Grab onto the pant leg or your knee or under your thigh for your right leg. I like to interlace my fingers underneath and try to let your hands do the work so the arms can relax and consciously relax the muscles in the side of your neck and the tops of your shoulders. Good. And now just do ankle rolls, one direction, bigger and slower than you think you should. Let the leg be heavy. Pull with the strength of your arms to make yourself taller. Yeah, good. And then pause and go the other direction as well. Come to stillness. Keep your hands where they are, and to any extent, flex the ankle. So push through the heel, drag the toes back towards your body. Inhale, extend the leg to any extent, and then exhale, bend it again. And we'll do that 3 more times. Inhaling to extend, exhaling to bend. If you want to work harder, let go with your hands and do the exact same thing. Nice and slow. And then set your foot back down once you've completed that. Either stack your right ankle on top of your left ankle, let the knee kind of flop open, or you can put the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Either way, you want to flex through the ankle. So remember, we're pushing through the heel, pulling the toes back. It's going to protect you from exploiting the flexibility on the outside of the ankle, and it will protect the fluid inside the knee. So really, I want you to focus on keeping that flexed ankle really strong. You might apply some gentle pressure with your hands to the inside of the thigh. Some people, stillness is just like not an option in this pose because you can get a lot of kind of weird feelings on the outside of the hips and in the low back too. So I like to stir the pot in this position, slow and controlled, like your spine is super long and straight, like a stirring spoon, and stir the pot one direction a few times and then the other if you want to move. And go the other direction too if you're moving. Keep smoothing out your eyebrows, keep softening your jaw for your last round of breath here. And then come to stillness, and with or without the support of your hands, lower your foot back down to the ground. And take a breath in neutral and just compare the two sides in your mind. You might close your eyes and scan both sides of your body to see what's left over. Those tingling and blood rushing feelings, maybe temperature changes, that's all different. And that's all to be expected. Good. And now we will do the other side. So grab onto your pants or the front of the knee maybe, or the bottom of your thigh on the left leg. Let the leg be really heavy. Strength of your hands are holding on. Shoulders are down and away and you're feeling tall. And then do ankle rolls on this side. Slower and bigger than you think. Really try to find your actual full range of motion. So go all the way to the side, all the way up, all the way to the other side, and all the way down, not just where you think your circle is. We all have habits there, right? And then pause and go the other direction too. And then come to stillness. Carefully, oh, I almost forgot. So flex through the ankle, push through the heel, drag your toes back towards your body. Inhale, extend the leg out to any extent, and then exhale, carefully bend. Try to move as slow as you can. Inhale, extend, exhale, bend. And remember, if you want to work harder, do the same thing, but just don't hang on with your hands anymore. Shaking and heat is normal, it's okay. And then carefully put your foot back down. And decide if you want to stack your ankles with the knee open, or if you want to put your ankle on top of your right thigh on this side. Maybe try what you did on the other side, but it doesn't have to look perfect or the same. Flex through your ankle, push through the heel, pull the toenails back towards your shin, and then maybe gentle pressure. You can stay. You could stir the pot on this side. You could do a little of both. You could do something I didn't say. Keep relaxing your face and breathing deeply no matter what you're feeling. If you can't relax your face and you can't control the breath, that means your nervous system is taking over and you went too far. It's too intense. So just back out a little bit by lifting the knee, or by leaning back away from your leg further, or by lowering the ankle onto the other. And go the other direction too if you haven't already. And then come to stillness. With or without your hands, lower your foot down to the ground. Take a breath in neutral, compare again the two sides. Notice what's left over. Good. Push into your feet. Last position is inhaling to raise both of your arms up overhead. Stay here for a moment. Really cement yourself down from the waist down. Push into the chair, push into your feet, and then lift up into the fingertips. Lift past your fingertips. Maybe your eyebrows and your eyeballs look up. Maybe your whole face turns to look up towards the sky. And just stay pulling yourself in both directions. Heavy and down, and lightness and reaching up. One more big inhale here, big in each direction. Exhale, fold forward. So let your hands either come to elbows to knees so you can cradle your head, or you can lay yourself down on your thighs and let your head get heavy and dangle. The arms might reach down towards the floor. Some people like to grab opposite elbows. There's a lot of choices here. You can really make it feel good or interesting by just experimenting a little bit with the arms. But whatever you chose, let your head get super heavy. Use zero muscles in your neck and your shoulders to hold your head up. So it's either dangling like a bowling ball on a string, or it's fully supported by your hands. And breathe really, really big into the back of your body as you compress now the front of your body. Take another deep breath and breathe really big into the sides of your body, into the space under your armpits and the sides of your rib cage and the sides of your waist. Good. Slowly and carefully roll yourself back up to a tall spine, one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders and head are going to come last. Really take your time. When you get to the top, you might do another huge shoulder roll. Keep your eyebrows smooth. Keep your eyelids heavy and soft. Jaw stays soft. And just carefully scoot yourself all the way back into your chair again so we can end class here in a tall spine. Good. And normally we do a body scan, but for time's sake, we'll just do a breath recognition meditation exercise. It's very simple and something you could do standing in line at the grocery store or before you go to bed. It's a really helpful tool, and it's called a 3-part breath. So you will imagine that your breath, instead of a right side and a left side lung, you'll imagine your breath happens in 3 sections. The lower section, below the waist, the low belly, the low back. Second section is between your belly button and your nipple line. Okay, so middle of the torso, sides of the waist, mid back. And then the third section is the upper part of the chest, tops of your shoulders and your neck, the top of your back, right under your armpits. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So with your eyes open or shut, look straight ahead. Relax your face and your hands and your feet as much as you can. And breathe deep first into section 1, low belly back. Section 2, mid body. Section 3, all the way to the top. Exhale, release all the way back down. Again, inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale, release. 2 more like that. 1, 2, 3. And then release fully. Last one at your own pace. And then return to your natural breath. And I'll invite you to bring your hands together, either in a prayer-like position with your thumbs touching the center of your chest, or you can stack your hands here. And look down or bow down towards your heart in your hands. And this motion is in gratitude of yourself. So as best you can, give yourself a sincere thank you just for carving out the time and showing up. We all know that that's the hard part, and everything else is just practice. And remember, you have a body, but you're not just your body. You have a mind, but you're not just your thoughts. And you have emotions, but you're not just your feelings. As you're ready, let your hands come down. Your eyes can flutter open and up. Class is over.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me press stop on the recording here, and everyone have a good rest of your lunch and a good day.
Thanks, Alex.
Of course.